The modern industrial fishing fleet operates through massive, steel-hulled complexes stretching over 100 meters long. These floating factories clean and process up to 54,000 fish every hour, moving raw organic material through automated production lines that rival any industrial facility on land. These vessels operate in some of the most isolated and hostile environments on Earth, from the storm-battered Bering Sea to the ice-choked waters of the Arctic Circle. Crews endure sub-zero temperatures, rogue waves, and blinding fog. Running one of these ships costs up to $75,000 every single day. Because biological spawning windows often peak for just 2 weeks, crews face immense pressure to hit strict government quotas within a specific, fleeting time frame. Every hour of downtime is lost revenue. This creates a severe engineering conflict. To maximize profit, these ships house delicate, highly calibrated food processing machinery. Yet, they must run this sensitive equipment continuously while absorbing the impacts of hurricane-force winds and 3-story swells. A ship is an ecosystem where everything is connected. If a single system goes down, whether it's a deck winch, a factory conveyor belt, or an engine room generator, the entire operation grinds to a halt. In waters this dangerous, mechanical failure leads to immediate financial collapse. The top deck is the front line. Here, crews work 17-hour shifts in -20-degree weather, dodging swinging 10-kilogram steel hooks, rogue waves, and massive ice formations that crash over the rails. Before any gear enters the water, captains rely on an array of 360-degree sonar and echo sounders to scour the ocean floor. They scan the depths to pinpoint dense, highly concentrated schools of fish, minimizing the time their equipment spends exposed to the turbulent surface. On trawlers, the gear involves dragging nets that weigh over a ton and cost nearly $200,000. These nets hold up to 180 tons of live fish at a time, requiring heavy steel doors and thick winch cables to keep them open as they plow through thick ice and rocky terrain. Longline vessels take a different approach. Instead of dragging a net, they deploy a continuous fishing line. Deep inside the hull, a highly automated machine slices squid and baits 4 separate hooks every single second, feeding the line directly into the sea. That single line stretches for 80 kilometers. Along its length, 75,000 hooks settle onto the ocean floor, targeting bottom-dwelling species like cod without destroying the seabed. Hauling in an 80-kilometer line in rough weather requires absolute control. Rather than standard rudders, these longliners use specialized Z-drive electric pods. These propellers automatically adjust their thrust and direction to keep the ship moving forward at a perfectly consistent speed. The men working the rails rely entirely on this stability. Safely bringing millions of dollars of fish over the side requires the ship's mechanical systems to constantly counter the ocean's raw kinetic energy. Below deck, the chaos of the ocean is replaced by the roar of industry. Raw material pours into holding tanks as conveyor belts transport tens of thousands of fish per hour through complex sorting grids and industrial heading machines. The factory floor features hundreds of razor-sharp filleting blades, high-speed mincers, and vats of boiling water. Running precision equipment while the floor pitches and rolls wildly with the sea would typically result in constant jams and severe injuries. Engineers counter instability using large, oil-based leveling tanks in the ship's bow. When rocked by a wave, oil flows gradually between tanks. This transfer of weight counters the hull's sway, maintaining a stable floor for the complex machinery above. This stability allows the crew to outrun a biological ticking clock. Once caught, fish degrade rapidly. Precious cargo like pollock roe, which fetches up to 5 times the price of the meat, turns green and loses its value if it isn't extracted, processed, and flash frozen within hours. The factory floor is a high-speed stabilization mechanism. It intercepts rapidly decaying organic matter and converts it into millions of dollars of pristine, frozen product, boxing it at -40 degrees. Deep in the ship's lower levels sits the engine room. It is a pressurized, sweltering environment of massive diesel blocks and heavy cables. This is the heart of the vessel, generating the immense power required to keep the flowing factory alive. The demands placed on this space are staggering. Beyond propulsion, the onboard processing plant requires hundreds of thousands of liters of fresh water to wash and process the fish, consuming up to 650,000 liters every day, all of which must be continuously purified from seawater. In the Arctic, that process is highly vulnerable. When seawater temperatures plunge toward 0 degrees, the intake systems and water makers can freeze solid. Without fresh water, the entire factory must be shut down, leaving the catch to rot on the deck. The environment attacks the power systems just as relentlessly. If a cooling pump blows out during a storm, an entire propulsion unit can overheat and shut down. Suddenly, the captain loses the ability to steer into the massive swells, leaving the ship broadside to the waves. When these systems fail, the engineering crew has only minutes to respond. They must splice wires, swap heavy injection valves, or bleed warm engine coolant back into frozen intake pipes to avert an immediate blackout. These engineers fight a continuous battle against entropy. Their constant maintenance keeps the fragile mechanical heartbeat of the ship pumping, even as the freezing ocean tries to tear it apart. After weeks of continuous operation in gale force winds, the battered ships finally navigate through the fog and pull into safe harbor. The offload begins immediately. From the deep freezers, cranes hoist hundreds of tons of frozen fillets, vast pallets of surimi paste, high-grade omega-3 fish oil, and millions of dollars worth of pristine roe. These vessels serve as the backbone of the global seafood supply chain. The blocks offloaded here will be shipped worldwide, supplying fast food chains, supermarkets, and international markets across North America and Asia. To keep this supply chain moving, companies rely on human endurance. Crews endure the physical toll and isolation because of a massive, percentage-based paycheck that rewards them for surviving the trauma of the high seas. But there is little time to rest. Within 24 hours of emptying their holds, these ships take on fresh bait, fuel, and provisions, and head straight back out into the freezing waters. These floating factories are monuments to extreme engineering. They merge heavy industry with delicate food science, relying on the relentless endurance of their crews to continuously harvest the world's most hostile oceans.